Good morning, or in other words, it's probably afternoon. It is for me. Woke up with no spoons to work with, so I had to take care of myself before I decided to come on here and start talking with y'all. My name is Laura with Potpourri of Life, and today I am going to steer back to nutrition, and what I'm going to be talking about is the benefits of corn on the cob. Now, I'm sure many of you had corn on the cob for the holiday weekend, and some people don't eat it because there's a misunderstanding of the benefits of corn. And I'll be honest, there was a time where it's like, nah, I don't want to eat too much. The problem with eating too much corn is it's high in calorie when you consume a lot, and I do. I love corn on the cob. I prefer corn on the cob than cans of corn. I prefer frozen corn. You know how we all have our own specific wants and desires and taste buds and stuff. Well, because I do like corn on the cob, I did buy some when I was at the farmer's market, but I bought enough so that I can preserve my own. This way it'll keep me out of the grocery store. As some of you have been listening, I'm trying to stay out of the grocery stores. No offense to the stores trying to make money. It's just I'm getting my food from the farmers. I'm getting them from others who grow it naturally. And I personally cannot grow corn. And I'm discovering I can grow peas, but I don't have a big enough property to grow my own peas. So that'll be something I'm hoping to purchase in bulk somewhere. In saying all that, I wanted to come in and share with you the benefits of corn. And I was going to include the lovely silk that comes on it, because the corn silk has wonderful benefits as well. Oh, looks like the mosquitoes found me. Well, anyways, maybe it's because they like corn too. So I'm out in the gazebo so I don't have to make a mess in my kitchen. Little overcast with rain coming down, a little bit, not too bad. So let me get to the point. And first of all, I need to disclaim whatever I say, meaning I am not a physician. I'm sharing information based on my research, based on what I understand, and based on the fact that I believe in a full-rounded nutritional diet. So I don't think we can get all these vitamins through little containers we can pick up off a shelf when we're not eating right. I believe our diets need to consist with a well-balanced variety of vegetables and protein sources of your choosing. Now, it's not meant to be a substitute for qualified medical opinion. I have to state this out there. And you can do your own research, but you can also talk to your doctors, because there's going to be some things I say that you need to go back to your doctor and talk about. Because I'm going to talk about even diabetes and heart benefits. But just because they're there doesn't mean you have a condition that says, oh, I can do this, instead of working with your physician. So please keep that in mind. I am not a physician. I am just someone who has studied nutrition through many of her classes, has studied nutrition for my own health benefit, and also believe in herbs and stuff like that. And I believe that we can have a well-rounded, but I do not negate allopathic medicine, because I actually believe that it does have benefits. So that's out of the way. Now I can go on. All right. Corn on the cob is actually healthier than you think. And there were a few years I went by and it's just like I would only eat corn on the cob in the summer because that was my favorite way to have it. And I wouldn't eat just one. I would have 3 because it was so good. Sometimes when we eat something in bulk like that, it's because we missed it, and our diet really needs these things. Okay, we can't get corn on the cob in the winter, not fresh. We can get it shipped in, but it's not fresh from the farmer. But it does have an undeserved reputation of fattening, and that's what I want to get to. I've always shared this. You can have too much of a good thing, and it doesn't benefit your diet, most especially if you're gaining weight or maintaining weight. Too much of a good thing is not good for you. It is carb-laden, and sometimes it's genetically modified. So when you're shopping for corn, try to purchase it locally from your farmers and try to find out if it's been chemically modified. It's a personal choice, but you can still get the nutrients and stuff. Okay, another factor that people confuse it with is corn. corn fructose. Corn fructose. If corn fructose is bad for you, then corn must be bad for you. Wrong, because corn fructose is made from the corn. Corn itself has a slither of, has tons of nutrients in it. And I don't believe I printed off, I was going to, and I said, no, I'm not going to do that. The list was huge on all the nutritional benefits of it. So just remember that high fructose is a derivative of corn. And that is what's linked to higher risk of obesity, hypertension, leaky gut, high cholesterol, and other diseases. Now, as I said, I'm going to be sharing some stuff that you still need to talk to your physician about if you have medical conditions that they may have told you, no corn. I'm not your doctor. I'm not your mother. I'm not your wife. I'm none of that. Because even with my husband, anything that his doctor might tell him, I might tell him some stuff, but I said, you need to talk to your doctor. So please, that warning goes with everybody in my family. And I mean, I even abide by it. It's like, oh, I got to talk to the doctor about this. Don't want to sometimes, but I do. All right, so corn is actually low in calorie. A medium corn about this size. I'm gonna start shucking my corn if you don't mind. This is a medium-sized piece of corn, and it is. I'm trying to figure out how to save my silk because there's benefits to it. But anyways, this is a medium size. This is about 8 to 10 inches long. It's a healthy piece of corn. Oh, it looks so yummy. And we're going to have corn today. I might be preserving corn today, but I'm going to make sure we boil some up for some yumminess. So this is about 77 calories. But I did see somewhere that, and I'll probably bring it back, where it says that it's, sorry about that. That wasn't fair to you. It's about 100 calories. When it is cooked, when it's not and made into flours, it's like 364. So your calorie content depends on how you process your corn. Another reason that I'm buying corn in bulk is because I'm gluten intolerant. I don't have celiac disease. I'm gluten intolerant. I get bloating and all that kind of stuff. And corn doesn't seem to bother me too much. And when it does, it's because you're eating it so fast you're not actually digesting your food. So make sure you chew your corn really well. And then you get the benefits of digesting your corn. It's filling. Why? Because it has a good source of protein and fiber. Why is protein important? It fills you, but it also has nutrients that your body needs. The fiber in this is also beneficial, and that's what makes you full. You have, like what we may have tonight. I don't know what we're going to have for a meat source. I haven't really planned out what we're having yet. But say I decide to have a steak or hamburger, whatever is in my freezer. I don't know. Have a piece of protein, and yes, I like my steak. Now, a lot of people say it's not good. You need to be on a vegan diet, and vegan diets are so healthy. They really are. And I could eat a vegan diet, but if I pass by some place that's cooking a steak, I am like salivating because I love steak. I would prefer that maybe this year, if my husband goes hunting, and I hope he does because he got his hunting license, that he brings that home, and that would be our protein source. But I don't think we should ever negate where protein is in our vegetables. We have it in our vegetables, including corn on the cob. All right, I'm going to go on. It does provide sugar. Some people say, oh, you shouldn't have corn because it has sugar. Do you know that an apple has more sugar than corn? Corn has 3 grams. An apple, on average, has 19. I don't know, go figure. But how much are those cookies? How much sugar is in your cookies? Even the nutritious molasses cookies that I shared before and what I baked. There's sugar in almost a lot of things we make. It's the type of sugars you eat that make a difference. Now, corn is good for diabetics. again, remember, if you're diabetic, you need to discuss this with your physician. While corn is often considered a food type that diabetics should avoid, research has been demonstrating that corn bran helps control the disease. So this is the research I'm finding. So consider doing your own research while discussing it with your specialist. I think it's very important. If you're on medications all the time and they're telling you you can't have something, that science is starting to show that this is beneficial, it's worth that conversation. You pay good money to see your specialist. Talk to them. They need to listen to you. And with appointments getting so short lately, it's important to take advantage of that time. Corn helps prevent eye disease. It's a high level of carotenoids, which is strongly associated with a reduced risk of cataracts and macular degeneration. It contains a lutein, which is a carotenoid, and it's similar to vitamin A. Now, I don't know if if you have eye issues and stuff like that, and you see lutein on the vitamin shelf, stop that. You can get your lutein in your food. I'm not saying eat an ear of corn today and every day is the right thing to do, because you should not eat the same vegetables all day. If you ate every single vegetable that's available to you every single day, you would be bloated up. So don't do that. Have some corn today, have some in a few days, kind of balance out your vegetables. But you can get lutein in many of your vitamins and in many of your foods. And I think that is a problem with all our supplements that are on the shelf. Now, I'm not negating the need for supplements. Some supplements, yes, but if you are eating a well-balanced, you don't need to buy lutein. But again, that's a choice you make. That's a personal choice, and it's something that if your doctor recommended it, you can talk to them about it and ask them, well, what foods can I get that in? You know what? That's a fair question. And if you feel uncomfortable talking to your doctor about that, you need to get a new doctor, because you should have confidence in talking to your physician about nutrition. Yellow corn is a rich source of beta-carotene, and that's what forms the vitamin A in the body. And that's what is very important for your vision. But you know what else it's important for? Your skin. Yes, sirree. Now I want to go back to having a lot of sugar. And I'm saying this because the onset of when I finally got diagnosed with Lyme disease, people were telling me, you can't have fruit. I'm like, what are you talking about? That's what I have in my fruit smoothies every morning. They said, well, you can't have anything that has sugar in it. So they would have said no corn, and they did. They told me no corn. I'm like, why? I didn't eat it a lot, but I'm like, it's because I had the sugar. And so I got really annoyed with these people. And you know what? It's okay to be annoyed with people who are not physicians or people who have not studied stuff. So I think it's important to ask questions. And so I did. I asked my Lyme specialist, and I said, Dr. D, I said, do not tell me I can't have sugars. He goes, what are you talking about? And I told him what the Lyme groups were saying. He goes, Laura, if it grows on the earth and you can pick it, he said, you can eat it. Doesn't matter on sugar. It doesn't matter what kind of vegetable. He did say that if you can, try to buy the organics. And so, do I? Sometimes I don't. Oh, excuse me. Anyways, another benefit of corn, it promotes colon health. Ooh, yay! Come on, you know you need to have that. It's a source of both soluble and insoluble fiber, and it keeps things humming along. Now, if you're constipated, corn can help you. Again, I don't think you should eat corn every single day. And not only that, chew it well. There's other things that can help with constipation, but let's talk about the benefits of the fiber in this. It also plays a very good role in preventing colon cancer and increases your gut bacteria. Gut bacteria is a huge topic as of the last 10, 20 years. Probiotics, prebiotics, all of this. Corn is good for your gut health. For many years, I'm going to read this. Oh, I got an itchy nose this morning. Eating foods like nuts, corn, and popcorn were assumed to cause diverticulitis, and that's a very painful condition. I've known a few people, like when I did my nursing, my licensed nursing assistant program, we had two students in our class, and they were talking about it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that has got to be horrible. And they were on special diets. And what it does, it's a condition that involves an infected pouches in the intestine. So, but there's been recent study by professionals, sorry I don't have the school, and they found that this does not cause it. Now, just because I say that, just because I said I read it, again, talk to your specialist. I told you I was going to repeat that to you. It can prevent constipation. Well, if it makes things move, it should help constipation. But if you're still having problems, there's other things. If you go back to my video on aloe vera water, go back to it. That stuff is perfect. That works. And you only need like a quarter cup every day. It helps you digestive. Back to corn. The fiber content in 1 cup amounts to 18.4% of the daily recommended amount of fiber. Just 1 ear of corn. Dietary fiber may help bulk and soften your stools and can help to promote regular elimination, decreasing the straining, meaning, going back to what I said, keeps things humming along. And this process is done by the peristaltic motion, and it's the production of gastric juice. So between all of that, that's what helps that. So by adding bulk to your loose stools, there's a good chance for you to help your IBS, diarrhea, all those things can be reduced. Okay, now here's another one. Talk to your doctor. I know I say that a lot, but you want to know something? I can't have somebody come back and said, she said this. I'm sharing again. This is information I've read. You can find it anywhere. You can go to your library and actually get nutritional books to tell you stuff like this. So here we go. Whole grain foods like corn can protect you against cardiovascular disease. Does that mean you're not going to get it? Does corn mean that you're not going to get any of the diseases? No. A balanced diet with all good nutrition is going to help. So we don't know everything, in terms of why does a baby come out with cancer. That I can't figure that out, and that's one that I can't wait to ask God in person about. The Aloe and germ, which both are present in corn, can help prevent atherosclerosis, and that reduces the LDL, it's the bad cholesterol, while not affecting the HDL, that's the good cholesterol. Corn also contains vitamin C and B6, as well as potassium and magnesium, and those items, those nutrients, are what help prevent heart disease. And the antioxidants in it also helps prevent cancers. So we're going to go on to that. I just put that in there. Okay. Cornell University found it to have the highest antioxidant levels of all grains tested, more than wheat, oats, and rice. Another reason I'm preserving this, I will be having some tonight, but I'm putting in cans for consumption, but I'll also be drying some of the corn, and I'll be making flour out of the corn. I know not everybody has time for that, but you know what? You can get cornmeal. So don't push it off to the side, and you can bake with cornmeal. Corn also has the highest phenolic, I think I said that wrong, content, including an extraordinary quantity of ferulic acid, which helps prevent colon, breast, and prostate cancers. and that is Ferulic. And if you're a medical person, you know how to pronounce that better than myself, and I am so sorry. So if you want to prevent colon cancer, and part of that is you need to make sure your bowels are moving. Sorry. And how it helps breast and prostate cancers, I don't know, although I do have a note on prostate. That's my next thing soon. We also want to understand that corn is safe to eat. And more so if you're getting it that's not modified, genetically modified. We've been eating genetically modified foods for a long time, but it's a safe vegetable to eat. Now, it's now being used, and it's in studies to treat prostatitis. Anytime you hear the word itis in a word, it means inflammation. So that means it's the inflammation of the prostate that affects many men, and what it's helping it is the antioxidant quercetin. And so if you're trying to prevent prostate cancer or an inflammation, if you're dealing with it, this might help. We all have specialists for different little needs, and that is something that no man needs to be dealing with. It's not an uncomfortable situation, and I had met a man that had that going on. That's horrible. It truly, truly is. So that being said, when I met him and I was talking to the doctor later about it, he was explaining more about how it comes about, and sometimes they don't know. So I think we need to do what we can to keep our bodies healthy. Does this mean it's going to get rid of it? I don't know. But if we have information available to us, worth trying, and your doctor doesn't say, oh, you can try it. What harm is there in trying? Then what harm is there in trying? Okay, this one was new to me. It's potentially beneficial for Alzheimer's and dementia, because scientists have found that quercetin protects the neuron cells and reduces the neural inflammation, and that's potentially reducing the incidence of dementia. More research is being done, but even for myself with Lyme disease, I get brain fog, and I'm thinking, maybe I should eat more corn, because it's just some things that I know about myself that I'm thinking, I wonder if that would make a difference. Now, I don't know if it will. The research is being done on Alzheimer's and dementia. So talk to your doctor. Ask him about the research. Do your own research and just see what's out there for, and put the question in, corn for Alzheimer's, corn for dementia, and see if that is a benefit. And if so, ask your doctor. Now, say the person, my mom had Huntington's disease, so she could not, towards the end, she couldn't swallow very well, so things had to be mushed up. I don't like mushed corn, I'll be honest. I don't like cream corn. I do not like it. It's like I don't like green egg and hams either. I just don't like it. But sometimes that's how we have to get our nutrients. So let's look at how we can get that into them. But if they consume smoothies, you can put corn, corn powder, from the corn into that. You gotta look outside the box. At least I always do. Corn contains vitamin B6, and that nutrient is necessary for maintaining healthy levels of pyridoxine. And that deficiency can cause anemia, and it may increase the risk of developing heart disease, depression, and premenstrual syndrome. So come on, gals, get your vitamin B6. We all should be getting plenty of vitamin B6 in our foods. You don't need a supplement. Eat well, eat healthy, eat a balanced meal. Okay, eating corn is a great way to get more manganese, phosphorus, iron, zinc, and magnesium. The iron I question because it said something else I read. It doesn't have enough. I think it depends on how it's processed or something. I don't know, but do your research on that. But these were the 5 things that it says it's going to increase. And I do know that the other ones are in the nutritional parts. Okay, so I've already mentioned, besides being yummy to enjoy, it can help. I'm saying can because I think there's so many studies going on, and in addition, so many years have gone by and they tell us you can't have that for diabetes, and now they say you can have that. They change all the time of what people can consume. So, again, no doctor, no nutritional, not a nutritionalist, but I think eating well can take care of you. It's a great source of potassium, and that's an essential nutrient that a lot of us don't get. How many of us eat bananas every day? There's potassium in that. It regulates your circulatory system, maintaining adequate blood flow and strong heartbeat. Get your potassium. Low levels may lead to potentially serious conditions called hypokalemia, which means low potassium. And you don't want that. You want a nice level of potassium. All right. Now, based on a 2,000 calorie diet, your average diet recommendation is 2.5 cups of vegetables a day. And corn is included in that. That does not mean you eat 2.5 cups of corn every single day. Mix it up. 1 cup of serving provides about 10% of your daily recommended allowance or recommendation for fiber. 10%. So that's not a lot. But that 1 cup has a lot of benefits. All right. And this is where the calorie count is different. According to the USDA, its calories can differ from the way you prepare it. So if you're making a corn grain, you're taking it, drying it, and making it into a corn grain, that is 365 calories. You know what you're putting into breads, and it's a really a big deal. The best way to eat it anyway is to boil it, baby. That's how I make my corn on the cob. And that, with or without salt, it says it's still 95 calories, or 96 calories average. Whereas before I told you 100, I think it's the size that you consume. It's like a banana. When I used to count calories, sometimes it would be 95 calories, sometimes more. It depends on the size banana you're consuming. Now, it could induce weight gain. People that are having a hard time keeping weight on, they will be encouraged to eat corn because it has 100 calories. Now, I love corn on the cob. I want to have more than one. I will probably have 2 today, so that's going to be 200 calories. Could I eat 3? We won't talk about my love for corn on the cob, but I will just have 2. That's what I'm saying, is sometimes we love something so much, we go back for seconds, and we go back for thirds, or, we just keep eating. During the world falling apart, we had a lot of good food in the house. I had a good appetite, too, for those good things. So, use your common sense. The yellow kind, which is what I have here, can be a rich source of calories and is a staple in many places. Let's see. Okay, so if you're consuming corn and popcorn on a regular basis, that's a good thing. My husband and I, we eat popcorn 3 to 5 times a week at night because we get so busy. Today we're going to be working in the house because the rain is starting to come in. Although my fishing line is at Bass Pro. I need to go get my fishing line put on. We're going to go fly fishing, and we're going to still use that line because it's heavier, and then I can go fishing for other fish that are at the bottom. I'm learning all kinds of things about fishing. So we need to go get that taken care of. So I have projects to do in the house, yet at the same time, I'm ready for a Bass Pro Day to get the line that's already in so that we can get my fishing pole ready so we can hopefully go fishing this week, because most of the yard work, that's never done, but most of it is somewhat done. Okay, So the question comes, did you know that you can eat corn on the cob raw? Yes, you can. But there's pros and cons. Okay, so the benefit of eating the corn on the cob is by not cooking it, as you know, when you cook foods, you can lose a lot of the nutrients. So yeah, you can eat it. Let's see. Okay, so vegetables are part of a balanced diet filled with vitamins, minerals, and nutrients. However, sometimes those good things start to disappear when the kernels are cooked in the corn. So it retains more of its nutrients, as I said, when it's eaten raw. Let's see. So you'll heap the highest amount of vitamin B, plant protein, folate, vitamin C, potassium, and digestive fibers if you eat it raw. But the bad reputation for it is that because corn is difficult to digest, and the reason it's difficult to digest, I don't know if you ever check out what comes out. If you eat too fast, you give it away. So digest your food, chew it well, so you don't have more coming out than what actually got processed in your digestive system. I talk about some weird stuff, don't I? I know. Talk to your doctor about it. Now, why is it difficult to digest? It's because of the cellulose that it contains. And that's what they're reminding us of. The trick is to chew it really, really well. It breaks down those hard to digest fibers. So, let's see. Potential drawbacks of eating it raw. It increased sugar levels in the body. Risk of pellagra, of vitamin deficiency. Pellagra is Pellagra. It's a vitamin deficiency. Weight gain because you like it so much, but also because of the high sugar content and the high carb content. Bloating, flatulence, due to high starch content. So I could say, oh, good, just drink some aloe vera water. No, what I want to recommend is eat healthy. Be smart. Make your body healthy. Now, I'm really struggling losing the last bit of weight that I need to lose. Not because my husband doesn't complain about my weight. I don't complain about his. My doctors have not complained about it. They should. Because that's their job. I personally feel they should say something. But they don't. And I think part of it is I'm not grossly, but my weight does go over the overweight part. And I talk to some people and they say, that BMI scale is way off. You shouldn't be following that. I understand that the BMI is a guide. But you know what? What I'm sharing with you is a guide. It's a recommendation. But it's a guide for you to kind of do a little research. And if you don't want to do the research, talk to your physician about it. I think all of us can be healthier. And I know that I can. And I'm working hard at it. And it's not coming up as fast as it used to. Being 61, they say that's part of it. So I'm trying to keep all the hormones balanced. I'm trying, I do use hormone replacement, a natural compound. But my goal is to actually get off that. It's just too much of a pain in the neck, in my opinion. And I'm hoping that I can figure out a more nutritious way of keeping it balanced at my age. I've read some things, so I'm hopeful, but I can't share that because I haven't experienced. But corn on the cob, I hope that you enjoy it and not feel guilty. I hope you have it more than once a year. I hope that, or even more than a few times in the summer. You can freeze corn. You just blanch it just for like a minute, then wrap it in plastic wrap, and then aluminum foil and stick it in, and you can freeze your corn. I never put aluminum foil around it. I used to put the plastic wrap on it, and then I stopped. And it tastes just like fresh corn on the cob that you boil and prepare on the grill and stuff. So you can do that. I'm going to actually be preparing it to go in jars. And we're trying to reduce how much we use in utilities, as I've shared before. And if the world really truly falls apart with no electricity, I don't want my food to go bad. And I'm not going to sit there and eat all that corn and kind of bloat out. I'm not going to do that. But you can, if you have a good generator. Ours is not fixed yet. Oh, sad. In time. But, maybe we'll be able to afford one. But right now, I'd rather have it fixed. He's still got to work on it. So, you can can it. And can it safely. Now, I know there's a lot of rebel canners out there. Please stop. I might get some feedback on that, but it's really important for you to do safe canning. Yes, in the 1800s or early 1900s, they may have done something different, but in the mid 1950s, they came through with safe canning processes. And I know from experience, water bathing is not going. No, I never water bath corn. I tried an old, can't think of the canner that I use. The processing one, yeah. Okay, it'll happen. Anyways, don't water bath, okay? Because it doesn't. What happens when you can? I can see the water. It's not the water bath. I can see my. Oh, I hate it with brain fog. I need to eat more corn. And you see me cooking with it. But the reason you do that is because you want the heat to get right into the middle of the corn. You got to bake it out because, look at me, I'm holding that. It needs to be washed. It needs to be cooked in the high pressure. The pressure canner, I knew I would get it. So you take your pressure canner. That heat cooks in the middle, and you can raw pack this. It gets in there, and it kills all the botulism. Yes, there's botulism on your food. So boil it up, and that way when it goes into your jars, you get no botulism. Don't need salt. You just need to pressure can it. I'll be pressure canning carrots too. Same thing. Do not water bath those. You want your high acid things in your water bath. And the other, you want, I can't think of it again, pressure canner, you need your low acid. And corn, carrots, those are low acids. Your meats go into the pressure canner as well. So I am so hopeful that this information was helpful. And if you're not one to do research and you don't have medical issues to be concerned with, or maybe you're 20, 26 and have no issues, God bless you. I think that we as humans need to take care of the bodies that we were blessed with. Do we mess up from time to time? Yeah. I want to bake something chocolate and yummy. But I am trying to work at reducing my weight, so I can't make chocolate. I got to make cookies that are delicious, but not ones that cause me to crave. And I use dark chocolate. I don't use milk chocolates or anything like that, but that's what I got to do. But, so, I'm going to finish shucking. I'm going to have some set aside for dinner tonight. I'm going to can in the pressure canner. And I'm going to dehydrate. If I don't get it all done, meaning, say I don't have enough to dehydrate, because I'm going to take the dehydrated corn and use that as potential flour if I need it. Because right now I have some corn, I believe I have some cornmeal and some corn flour. But when I run out, if I have this all dried, this doesn't take up much room in a canning jar compared to actually canning it. So that's what my afternoon is going to entail, unless he steals me away for a Bass Pro date. So I hope you have a great day. If this was informative, please subscribe, like, share your comments. I hope that you can be kind about it and share with others. So I hope that you have a pleasant day. Hope you have a delightful day. God bless.